Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm bringing to you Altergeist. Now, I've been using this deck for a while. It's quite fun. Especially when you've set 5 and pass. With your 2 Compulse, your 2 Judgment and your Strike. Because that's pretty much going to win you any game. So let's get into it. Before anything else though, I'm not running any imperms or crackdowns, so I do not actually have any of them. So I've literally just been scraping together what I have. To build up this, what I say is decent deck. So it's 3 Altergeist Meliseek, 2 Altergeist Hilcritus, 1 Altergeist Multifaker, 3 Altergeist Marionetta, and 2 Altergeist Kinkiri. Pretty standard except for the extra Kinkiri. It can just really help if you have that extra negate on the board. Well, when I say negate, I just mean summon out and then you can target one of your opponent's monsters and negate it. That can really help, especially when it's come down to the really grindy game, because Altergeist love their grind games. So, that's the Altergeist stuff. Next, we're running a couple hand traps. We're running 2 Veiler and 2 Ash Blossom. The reason I'm not running 3 is because I don't like to run 3 in general. But I just think running 2 is the best because you don't want to see them all the time. But they are extra interruptions if you've gone first still. And if you're on second, you're going to need them because it's your only way to stop your opponent if you can with these. But I'm only running up 2 because I don't want them to, like, if I'm going first, I don't want them to clog my hand and have all 4 of these, where only 3 of them are alive and the extra Ash is dead, or if my opponent's playing a spell heavy or trap heavy deck, and a random field spell I can't use. So I decided 2 of each is the best way to go. Onto the spells. It's not that many. 2 Secret Village and Spellcasters to stop maybe a Rogue Striker deck. 2 Pot of Duality. 1 for 1. And 1 Monster Reborn. This can also stop heroes in its tracks if they have to rely on like Fusion Destiny or Polymerization or Dark Calling, because that's the only way they can access the majority of their extra deck. Pot of Duality because I'm waiting for the Extravagance reprint in Toon Chaos, I think the set is called, which should hopefully make the card drop down in price drastically. Hopefully it I don't know what rarity is coming out in though. I'm not sure if it's been announced or not. 1 for 1. To get out your Meliseek easier, and Monster Reborn for when you're going to just push for game, so when you're going to Borrow Load or Ningisu or Unicorn or just cards like that. Now onto the traps. We have, first for the Altergeist traps, we have 2 Protocol, 2 Manifestation, 3 Spoofing, normal, people are saying only run 1 Manifestation, even though 2 is actually really good for the deck. Especially when you're pushing for game and you have 2 set, because they're not once per turn. They're only once per turn effect is banishing from the grave to add another Altergeist trap. You can even add itself back to the hand. But you can flip up 2 and summon 2 Altergeist from your graveyard. It doesn't really matter. And if you summon Multifaker off of this, you get the summon, I believe. So that's a nice little trick you can do with that as well. Along with summoning Kinkiri off of it while it's in the grave, so you can get a little negate on board. Especially if that's just set up and you're like, oh, it's not really a negate. You've got the Solemn stuff, which is 3 Judgment and 2 Strike. This is all I'm running. Not running any more strikes. Not running any more. I'm not running any warnings. I just find this the best because like Compulse kind of does their job. Although it doesn't negate the effects. If it's a normal summon then effect, it's not a normal summon effect. You can just Compulse the monster back to hand, and then all's good. Like let's just say with Elemental Stratos, you can Compulse. You can Compulse the Stratos back to hand, even though it will still get its effect. If you have Ash Blossom, you're going to stop that as well. Obviously, Strike and Judgment do the job a little bit better. But I still only running 2 Judgment, 2 Strike. And just for the rest of the traps, we have 3 Compulse, 2 Heavy Storm Duster, because why not, 1 Lost Wind, and 1 Metaverse. This is just an extra Secret Village. Compulse is very good for the deck. I was running 2 for a time, but I just decided to chuck in an extra copy. 2 Heavy Storm Duster, for those Spell Trap heavy decks, if they even exist anymore, except for this one. Lost Wind, just as an extra way to stop your opponent's monsters, and Metaverse, just so you can go, alright, I'm going to drop Secret Village on spellcasters on you. Now onto the extra deck. We're running many Link monsters. For the only Link one, we're running 1 Link Karibo for the Meloseek. So when you normal summon it, you can link it off and then you can add your Multi-Faker. For the Link 2s, we have 3 Altergeist Hextia, 1 Heat of the Fire Charmer Blaze, and 1 Nightmare Phoenix. This is in the case of Salamangreat, because Hextia is a fire. Also, Nightmare Phoenix is a fire. So basically, all your Link 2s are fires. But Heater is very good against the Salamangreat matchup. And I believe Salamander is creeping back into the meta, so, well, it might not have left, I'm not quite sure. So, Heater's just a fun little card that I'm going to run, especially with the rest of these monsters being fires as well. Hextia, because it's pretty much your best Altergeist Link monster, because it negates spells and traps. And Nightmare Phoenix just destroys back row. And if it's co-linked, it does something. People don't usually read these other effects. For the Link 3s, we have 2 Altergeist Prime Banshee, 1 Ningirsu, 1 Nightmare Unicorn. You should only be playing 1 of these. I'm just running 2 because why not? More like the anime, pretty much. Ningirsu, the World Chalice Warrior, because it's just extra removal if you need it. And Nightmare Unicorn, again, it's extra removal if you need it. And then we've got our Link 4, which is Borreload Dragon, not Borrelsword Dragon, because Borreload is a lot more it's like a lot more control oriented. It's not attack and win, it's just more control. So if you want to stall out the game a little bit longer, play Borreload Dragon. And I am running 2 copies of Super Poly and 3 Waking the Dragon in the extra deck. That will then explain these next 4 choices for the last 4 cards in the extra deck. Naturia Beast, World Chalice Guard Dragon Almaduke, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and Predaplant Dragus Depelia. This is obviously for the Waking the Dragons. I'm not running Ultimate Falcon or anything, because again, I don't have it. As soon as I do have one, though, I will be running it. Because this was just because 2 of the people at my locals was running Strikers. This was before the pandemic, so I just decided, fuck it, chuck it in, along with the 3 Waking the Dragons. Almaduke, in case there's any Link heavy decks still out there, I'm not quite sure. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, because Darks is still one of the biggest attributed decks in the game. Don't even know if that made sense. Just Dark is one of the most represented archetypes in the game, so why not? And Dragus Depelia, because either it can be your second Super Poly with Starving Venom and another Dark, or if you're going against heroes, you just screw them over that way. So, that was my version of Altergeist. I hope you all enjoyed that one. Leave a comment down below if leave a comment down below of all the improvements I can make to this deck, because I'm pretty sure you will know a lot better than me, seeing as I've not played Altergeist since about last week, and I've been playing it ever since on Edio Pro, except for my locals. So I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all next time.